Hi, Alexandra. Welcome to the Integrative Health Coach Success Podcast.
Hi, Julia. How are you today?
I'm great, thanks. So excited to have you. We've been kind of working together within the same umbrella of IHP, but never have actually met. I've never heard all of your wealth of wisdom that I'm really looking forward to sharing with our listeners today. So thanks for being here. What I would love to do to start is, could you share with our listeners a little bit about what you're currently doing in the IHP world, your role at IHP, Integrative Health Practitioner, and really what your passion is at the company?
Yeah, so I'm the Senior Vice President of Strategy and Artificial Intelligence. So some of you might have seen we just rolled out the Rain Barrel Effect audio. That was actually done through using an AI version of Dr. Cabral's voice applied to the audio transcript, and then created this beautiful book that everybody can now listen to through audio. So that's one of the projects I've worked on and overseen. There's so many different things in the organization. We are an ever expanding organization, a great team of people here. So always just fitting in and helping wherever I can. I love this organization. I have a deep rooted passion for integrative health and for empowering others to get healthy and becoming their own healer. So deeply aligned with the mission that Dr. Stephen Cabral has put at the forefront here of heal yourself and then heal others. Couldn't be more aligned with it.
Yeah, I love that. It's so nice when other expertise, right? Your expertise is, some technology mixed with social media and marketing, but it collides with everybody else's passion and expertise in the health and wellness space. And it's so nice when we kind of all share the same wholehearted mission, because I think it propels the company and the organization in a really beautiful way. So that's great.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what I would love to do is get a little bit of your take, okay, on it. We just kind of launched a social media toolkit within IHP, or I should say, you and your team. I would love to talk a little bit about social media and how and why it's so important for coaches to use it, to get comfortable with it, to, go ahead and leap when they feel uncomfortable anyway. Tell us a little bit about kind of your thoughts on social media, why it's important, and where you think it's kind of heading.
Yeah, so I'm big on data. I love the data. So we're going to dive into a couple stats here. But before I even do that, I just want to start with, I see you guys, I hear you, all you health coaches. We're so happy that you guys are certified, but we understand that it's daunting to go out and to find clients and to overcome imposter syndrome, and then trying to navigate this digital world that we live in, social media. So this social media toolkit was created to address that. How do I even move into this digital era when I'm not even sure how to navigate it? So this toolkit is designed to take all the stress, all the confusion, all the worry out, and just let you do what you came here to do, and that was to help heal people. But before we even get into that, I'm going to give some stats on why it is so important that we use social media and we start to build our own persona, our own image, our audience. So a couple things here. Global reach. Over 5.1 billion people around the world are on social media. That's over 62% of our global population. So just let that set in for a second. 62% of the global population on Earth are on social media. Okay, brilliant, perfect. So we already know we need to get on social media so we can get even in front of a fraction of these people. Moving to the next point is time spent on social media. Of that 62% of people that are on social media, the average amount of time each person spends per day on social media is 2 hours and 23 minutes. That's a lot of time every single day. That adds up over a month. That is a significant amount of people's lives spent on a digital device, on social media. User behavior, 76% of people look up a business or a professional on social media before making a decision, a buying decision.
Mhm.
84% of millennials say they trust recommendations from people they follow online as much as personal recommendations. So, why should health coaches use social media? Personal connection builds trust. That means authenticity and showing up as your genuine self. 71% of consumers are more likely to recommend a brand or person they feel emotionally connected to. This happens through regular, authentic online presence.
Yeah.
The last couple I'm going to leave here are your Instagram is your portfolio. In wellness industries, potential clients often check you out before reaching out, especially on platforms like Instagram and TikTok. The very last one is video content. I can't recommend this enough. Is get comfortable with getting on social media and going live and doing reels and putting up videos. The engagement increases by 1,200% versus just a static image that you would put on your social media. And the reason for this is people are really starting to get a little glimpse into your personality, into who you are as a genuine, authentic human being. And they are getting to choose consciously and subconsciously if they're aligned with you. And that's a beautiful place to build a foundation for a potential client in the future.
Yes. Yeah, I think those are all so important. We've talked so much about like that building that like, know, and trust. And what builds like, know, and trust is seeing somebody else be vulnerable, right? Like I think someone who's entering a health journey and wants support would want to be working with someone who, yes, knows all the things, but is also relatable. And they're not living this perfect, pristine life, but they're doing all of the health things, but can also relate to your struggles, right? And so when we're creating some sort of a space where that comes across, now that person doesn't think that they're going to be held to this perfection standard, and they can soften into the thought of like starting something that might feel daunting, right? Or choosing a coach that feels like they can be connected and aligned to, because they're able to get a sense of who you are and what you do on social media. And it really can be, like you said, like a portfolio of your personality and your passion. And I've never used that word before on this podcast, but I love it, right? It's a portfolio of who you are, what you believe, how you want to help people in this world. And it really, for some, I think, who like it completely drains them and, they just prefer in-person networking, right? That's okay. But for so many of us, if we got really honest about what holds us back, it's usually fear, right? It's fear of failure. It's fear of comparison. It's fear of looking silly. It's something that if we were able to kind of work on that, we could show up in a way that would benefit the world at such an impactful level.
Hugely. And I want to touch on that for a second. There's a couple of things I want to touch on that you mentioned. The first one is fear. Fear is so big and it's crippling. My best advice I can give is find a group of friends or people in the community where you can cheer each other on. Having a group of cheerleaders is like the best thing you can do. And you're all inspiring each other to like overcome that fear, because it is scary to put yourself out there, especially on social media, and be vulnerable. But I do promise people are looking for real, like, especially in our world today, more than ever before. People just want to see the raw, messy, real you. Like, that's where people are going to connect with you. They're going to connect with you when you share that journey you went through, and like that painful experience that you went through, whatever it be health wise, is really, that becomes your like superpower for so many reasons. The first one is it allows you to connect with other people, but then you also become the hope and the light at the end of the tunnel for other people that are still literally in that moment. And they get to see you as this like beacon of hope of like, okay, they were there, but look at where they are today. They got through it. They healed. Okay, maybe I just need to connect with them and I'll be there too. And like, don't ever underestimate the value of hope and what hope can do for people. It's like, it's the most powerful thing I think a human can feel in their soul. when they are not well, is
Mm.
the thought of hope and being like, I can get better. And I genuinely believe the way you get that across to your audience is by showing up authentically and just sharing from your heart and your soul, and sharing in a way that flows from you.
Mhm.
Like it just comes out and you're not like forcing it.
Yes. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I think about all of the social media accounts that I follow right now that I'm like, oh, something's like happening, right? Where you get like that, oh, what's she doing? Or like what? And they're people that are real. They're women that are mothers that are real and that make me laugh because I'm like, yes, I can relate to like how chaotic your morning was because I had one just like that. And like now I feel less alone in my experience. I think so many people, whether they're struggling with health, whether they're struggling with relationships, with parenthood, whatever they're struggling with, I think when we feel alone in that struggle is when we have the least amount of hope. And so to your point, when you can relate or you can find some sort of relationship, even if it's just on a social media account and they don't know me and I don't necessarily know them personally, but when you can feel less alone in that pain, in that struggle, you automatically you get charged in a different way. There's less despair, there's more hope. And you honestly like can just like, if we know how bad cortisol is for our health, right? It brings stress down and you can laugh about it and find some relief in just that relationship.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And like the social media toolkit was designed to allow you to not to remove the overwhelm of social media. And like a lot of people coming into the health space, or you're becoming a health coach, it's very important you use social media, but you don't want to get paralyzed in the nitty gritty details. So the toolkit has been created where you can go in, and if you are just at like the very beginning stage of starting your own brand and your practice, it has so much educational and thought-provoking material added in on the front end of the website to start to get you thinking about, okay, who do I want to speak to? Is it going to be women? Is it going to be men? What's the age range? What do I want them to walk away feeling like after they've spoken or interacted with me or my practice or my brand? So start thinking about how you're going to put yourself in front of the world. But then we also, the second half of the website, we've created so many templates for you to use and captions for you to use to just go and start posting online. Just do it. And I cannot stress that enough. Don't get stuck in the details. Just do the thing, take the action, get the post going, get it online and share your story.
Yes. Yes. And I think so many health coaches are empathic. They like to like feel and think and be. And sometimes the practicality of like, what website do I use to make my post? And how do you get those pictures? And like, what's Canva? And right, there's, I think so much of it that like from a personality standpoint can kind of be contradictive to like what their natural strengths are, that having this social media toolkit as like a landing place to go like, okay, these are the foundations. This is the basic. If I just take this and add my flair here, now it's something that can be completely actionable. And like you said, taking the overwhelm out. I think that's probably my most, favorite part about the whole thing is it takes someone who has a brilliant mind, a huge heart, who wants to help and takes the overwhelm out of that place of just getting started.
Yeah, and also it helps you get over the imposter syndrome because like you got the certification, you know your stuff.
Yeah.
You've probably already walked through your own health journey and you're ready to help people, but maybe you're not feeling fully ready yet. So it helps you get over the imposter syndrome of just post the templates and you will get there. You'll start to like feel it and people will start reaching out and they'll start engaging and you will start to feel and you will know you have everything it takes to help and to share your message, whatever flair you put on that, and you'll be able to help people heal. Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's a greater thing in this world than being able to help other people reach their goals.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. So as far as like the setup of the social media toolkit webpage, there's like kind of lots of components. If you could go through like a few of the biggest ones, there's like one when it comes to branding, and then there's, the actual post itself. Give us a little bit of an overview as to the parts that you think are most important, or, most pertinent to what a health coach is kind of needing to get to the bottom of.
Yeah. So when you land on the social media toolkit website, you're going to come to the homepage. The first two templates that we put on the homepage, I highly recommend everybody start here. There's a customizable template, and then there's a done for you template. The customizable template, you click into it, takes you to Canva, and you'll be able to switch out the photo, put a photo of yourself or a photo of anything you'd like. The done for you templates, those are completely completed assets. So you can just download them and post them directly to your social media. The reason I say this is the most important place to start is it's why I'm becoming an integrative health practitioner, or why I chose to become an integrative health practitioner. It's sharing your story, and this is where it starts. Get your story in words, articulate it the way you'd like it to be, write it out the way you'd like it to be, and share it with the world. And that's this first post, which is also good for you on how you want to share your story with the world. So that's going to be your homepage here. If you scroll down through the homepage, at high level, just it's an overview of all the different things this website is going to have inside of it. But one of the other parts that we included that I'm just so excited about is the branding yourself in visuals under the Getting Started tab of the navigation. And the reason I love this so much is working with a graphic designer to create your brand could be really overwhelming, because if you've never been in marketing before, thinking about logos, thinking about colors, thinking about the images that you want to represent you is a lot. So we did that for you. We had a professional, amazing designer put together 4 brand boards, and the brand boards have logo ideas, they have font ideas, colors, pictures, and it just gives you the idea of where to start. Now, again, you can actually click into any of the brand boards and use them and get started with your brand this way. I really love this because it also allows you to have a very cohesive brand from start to finish. So all the colors are cohesive, and it allows you to elevate your brand and look very professional very quickly by having a nice font, nice colors, everything cohesive. If we move into the next tab at the top, content and growth strategies, there's a lot of different things under here, but it's all educational. It's how to write for social media, how to use hashtags, an ideal content calendar, and giving you ideas of what that could look like, how to grow your audience, how to interact with people. I invite everybody to just slowly go through the website and read the different bits that have been included. Everything was so intentionally added to really help you step up your game in social media and to elevate your brand to that next level. The last part, the social media designs, the most exciting, I guess you could say, are all the designs, all the assets you get to use. So we have customizable designs again, where you can come in and switch out photos. We have post-ready designs. Then we have theme designs. And we have the IHPI design. So the different 7 integrative disciplines where you can take those, post them to your story, post them to your feed. And then this will be an ever growing resource. And this is exclusive only for our IHP community. Nobody else will get access. This is only for our students and our graduates. We had so many people express how overwhelming it is and how scary it is, and where do I even start? So this was designed just for you, so you don't have to go through any of those thought processes anymore. Like, you just start on the Getting Started tab of the website and just follow it all the way through. And we have given you a complete roadmap of where to start and what to do.
Yes. Yeah. And I think a lot of times, even when, you might hire a coach or, you're like, okay, this process is overwhelming, I need help. You just move from like your own personal overwhelm to now a process that's overwhelming, but like someone else is helping you with. What I love about the way the website looks is it is super simple and like step by step, so that you just go from one thing to the next. And it's not all this information that now you're left to decipher through, like, okay, what should I do first? What should I do next? What's most important? It's very user friendly, and the website's beautiful to use. If talking about branding and how you feel on a page, and it's a very systematic yet yeah, really, I feel like it's like has like a supportive feel to it, where again you can tell that you and your team designed it to be something that is incredibly helpful for coaches to do what they're wanting to do, which is help people.
Yeah, exactly. And we included at the bottom, if you go into the footer, we are always looking for feedback. So if you have any feedback, if there is something you don't understand, or there's something that you would like to see added to the website, whether it be a resource, a video, or different templates, assets, let us know. And we are more than happy to get those things added. One of the things I didn't mention is we have video tutorials through the entire website showing you exactly how to do everything step by step. So we did try to make this as seamless and easy for any level of individual coming onto the website, any level of user with social media. But again, if you guys need anything else added, we are more than happy to get those things added. Just go to the bottom of the website in the footer and just submit that feedback, and we'll get back to you on that.
That's great. Yes, there's no one more supportive than the IHP team. That's for sure.
Right.
I love that, the videos. I think for people who have the understanding of how the social world works, social media, technology, we can kind of like, you can kind of forget that there's some people that it doesn't just come supernaturally to. We were laughing earlier in the week about something like a technology thing that I was like, wait, how do you do this? My husband's actually in IT, and he's always like, you're 40 years old and you act like a boomer. Like, how do you not know what this means? But it's just not the language I speak. It doesn't come natural to me. And I think that, again, for a lot of IHPs, they might be nervous to like ask the questions. So having the video tutorials there, I think, can be so helpful and supportive too. Again, just making it as easy as possible.
Yeah, and that was the whole goal. Like, going into the design and the creation of this was, how can we remove the overwhelm and make this as easy as possible for any level of user because it is overwhelming. And even like being a millennial and even growing up in this era and having kids, 12, 15, and 17, and seeing how much more technology advanced they are, I'm like, wow, and it's just going faster and faster and faster. So it can get so overwhelming so quickly. So this was as easy as I think we could make it, but we're always open to making it even easier if there's a way to do that.
Yes. Yeah. So as always, we welcome your feedback. What I would love to do is just kind of tease a little bit about the fact that you will be at the Reimagining Health Summit this year, speaking on how to leverage social media. We won't talk a whole lot about what that will be about, or kind of like but if it's anything like the last 25 minutes or so has been, it's going to be incredibly valuable. Could you share with our listeners a little bit about kind of what you're going to be speaking on?
Yeah, so we're going to talk about how important social media is, how to leverage it, and I'm going to be providing actual practical strategy and implementations you can do to jump into social media and be highly effective right from the beginning. So we'll go a lot deeper into the actual strategy of social media and how to not just use it, but how to master it.
Yes, I love that, because it can feel like, or at least, when I started using my social media, it was like, okay, I'm doing this, but like, am I going anywhere? Like, it was just like going through the motions, and I didn't feel like I had mastered it to any degree. I think you have to use it to master it, which I stopped doing. But it's one of those things where if you can feel like you have a good grip on it, now, like with anything that feels exciting, you kind of like the ball just keeps rolling.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So would you share a little bit with our listeners, like where you can be reached, all of the places that kind of you show up within the IHP world as far as like email addresses, and we can link that if anybody has questions that they wanted to get over to you or your team?
Yeah, so anybody can submit feedback through the toolkit website at the bottom. There's a button there, share your feedback. I review all of those requests that come in, so you can reach me there. We'll also put my email, my direct email in the bottom here so you guys can reach me. But you can always go through support if there's direct questions or specific questions you'd like my input on. I'd be happy to get back to those.
That's great. Thank you so much, Alexandra, for being a guest on the Integrative Health Coach Success Podcast. I think this was incredibly valuable, to say the least, to our listeners. And I'm sure we're going to get lots of great feedback. And we can't wait to hear your chat at RHS this year.
Thanks, Julia. This was great. I appreciate it.
Yes, our pleasure. Take care.
Take care.